Hello everybody, my name is KingStix, and today I have a treat for you. I'm going to be playing Kog'Ma in the jungle. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, that's a troll pick, why would you do that? And the reality is it's actually really strong. It's really not that hard to play either. If you've ever played Twitch jungle, it's going to be a very quick pickup. Ezreal jungle is a little bit different, but if you have played Twitch jungle before, this is going to be very similar. Now for your runes, I just take Precision, taking Press the Attack, and Domination. You can see them right here. Here's my level order, my item build. Ninja tabbies are essential. It'll help keep you alive in fights. You also take a little bit less damage from your camps early on. It's not too big of a deal. Right now, we're going in for a spicy invade since we have Thresh Scion. Just going to stay on him. I think he's already used his flash or he missed it. He is going to go down, activate W. I don't get the kill, unfortunately. Thresh does. It's whatever though. I honestly don't need the gold since Kog'Ma Jungle is so strong. Just watch how much damage I do to blue buff. For some reason, Ziggs comes over here. I guess he thinks he's a bot laner here. But watch this. So we get down to about 600 health. And then each auto I'm doing is doing around 160 damage each time I auto it with my W on, which is absolutely crazy. Blow through my blue buff. Now I'm going to take Q level 2. Auto attack Q the wolf. Activate W as soon as it comes up. Smite it. I don't want to take too much damage here just in case Kayn does show up at my red buff or raptors. I want to be able to fight him. If I got low on health here, it could have put me in a really weird spot, and it keeps me much healthier in the jungle. If you struggle clicking and auto attacking, I don't recommend Kog'Ma Jungle. You should start out with something easier like Warwick. Here I ward the bush behind me to make sure he isn't here. Activate W, hit it with Q, and I'm going to walk it over here. That way, if he does come up, he won't be able to see it because he would have been waiting in that bush. And I had pretty much every area cut off. So safely did red buff level 3. Singe is up here. Apparently he had it warded because he immediately suicides. It's whatever. I'm just going to work on to my next camp. I want to try to get Blood Razor as fast as I can. And then I can start whipping out the damages. Going to finish this camp. And I figured Singe would come back since it took me a little bit to do that camp. I was going to go to Scuttle, but he's already right here. I just want to come up behind him since I don't have any real CC. Activate W, throw down my sticky sauce to cut off his exit. He ends up running the other way, it's whatever. I just keep auto-attacking and moving closer and auto-attacking since that red buff is very simple. Kayn does go in onto me. I'm just going to keep walking backwards and hitting him. The moment he turns away, land Q, auto-attack, flash with W on, auto-attack move, auto-attack, and it does kill him. Right now, Kog'Ma is really OP in the early game. In the mid game, he starts to fall off. As a jungler, he's really OP in the early and late game because early game red buff makes him OP, and late game his items make him OP. But in this game, like you see, I just cut off his exit. Echo turns back in because he's kind of special. I walk over, have W on, auto attack him nonstop with red buff on, get another kill. But like I was saying, in the early game, red buff and your W are absolutely crazy amounts of damage. In the mid game though, you'll find that once enemies get their ultimate, they can burst you down a lot. So if the enemy jungler is an assassin like Kayn or Kha'Zix, you gotta be very careful because they will fuck you up. In the late game though, once you have some items and you're team fighting, it's wonderful playing Kog'Ma. You just rip through the enemy team, especially if they're mostly tanky. There's nothing they can do to stop you. Here, coming in for another gank. Since you don't have any CC on Kog'Ma, you really need to try to come in behind them. So I walk all the way around, come in behind him, smite W, stay on him, Q auto attack. And the important thing there was that I kept moving in between auto attacks. If I just stood still, he probably would have gotten away. If you guys aren't comfortable with this mechanic, you need to go into the practice tool or play against bots and focus on using attack move click. If you don't know how to use attack move click, search it in YouTube. It's really easy to find. I even made a video specifically on it. Now that I am decently far ahead and he's not level 6, I know I can still bully him since he doesn't have any true burst yet. Go into his jungle, push him off his camp. I back off since I didn't know where Singe was though, so it wasn't a safe situation anymore. Gonna keep working on my other camps, trying to get my Blood Razor, also building up my golden XP. I don't want to leave my red buff here since I know Kayn is near his blue buff. If I would have backed, there was a chance he could have come and taken it. Gonna try to come in behind Echo once again. He backs off too quick, so we're just gonna shove this wave in, and since I have red buff, we're gonna get a lot of damage off onto it. So I want to stay here for as long as possible. I overstay a little bit. I underestimated the Echo. He goes in on me. I take 2 turret shots and get ignited. I don't know why I was getting out of there. Echo underestimated the amount of damage Red Smite does with the red buff as well. So he kept getting lower and lower on health while I was dead from it. And then I blew up on him, which was really hilarious. So I made a lot of gold back up there. Right now I am 5-1. But I didn't realize how weak Kog'Ma was in the mid game. So you're going to start to see me fall off a little bit. I get both camps fairly quickly. Move on to the Scuttle. And now I'm going to do Dragon. So look how much damage Dragon was taking per auto while my W was up. It was outrageous. So I'm just going to pull it out. I want to be safe. I don't want to fight it in the inside of the dragon camp. Otherwise, if Kayn comes up behind me, I'll be totally fucked. So I want to stay towards the outside, smite it. And I really should be staying bot now, because if things do turn bad, Thresh can just lantern me. But as I keep coming mid here, Echo has way too much burst, and so does Kayn. They're both level 6, and they can blow me up with their kit. If Echo was good there, he would have just ulted and killed me, but he's not. Lucky for him, Kayn was in the area. He jumps in, Q ults me, and I'm dead. Not much I can do. Like I said, once the enemy jungler does have their ultimate, it's kind of hard for you. You really have to make the most out of your first 5 levels. And then once you get Rage Blade, then you'll be sitting pretty. Don't be a fool though. Don't try to build Rage Blade before we have Blood Razor. Blood Razor is essential. It's going to be giving you loads of damage. And Rage Blade simply costs way too much, so you can't afford to buy it early on. Blood Razor is going to be much cheaper. And even though it's not as good, it's way better bang for your buck. Then you get Rage Blade. You'll be doing absurd amounts of damage. I still quite haven't learned my lesson because Kog'Ma Jungle does so much damage. I thought I could chase Singed down. I didn't respect the fact that Kog'Ma is really weak in the mid game because people can burst you since you're so squishy. I chase Singed, he flips me, ignites, and kills me. If he didn't have Ignite, I felt like I would have killed him, but the Ignite really fucked me up. Even without it though, I definitely would have died, but I felt like I would have been able to kill him if he didn't have it. Totally whatever though. I do go for tabbies because I want to be a little bit more tanky. If the enemy team has 2 or more tanks, I highly suggest getting Rage Blade after you have your Blood Razor. That way you can shred them. But since the enemy team only has Singed as their tank and he's not even that tanky yet, I'm going to go ahead and get Hurricane after my Blood Razor. That way my clears will be stronger, and since we're fighting squishies, I feel like it will overall give me more bang for my buck. Because you have to remember, Rage Blade is one of the most expensive items in the game. I believe the only item more expensive than it is Bloodthirster. I don't know why. I don't feel like Bloodthirster is that great of an item until it's like your 5th or 6th item, because at that point you have enough damage for the shield on it to actually take effect. So just going to clear out my jungle, take a little bit of his, since I had quite a bit of pressure, full HP and red buff. Even if he did show up, I wasn't too concerned. Plus, I kill Singed, so I knew worst case scenario it was 1v1, and I could easily take Kayn if I have full HP and red buff, because he's not really that fed, and I do have tabbies. At this point, I have Hurricane coming in here for the gank, throw down my W, flash it, continue to auto attack. Unfortunately, he does get out of my range because the Bard's speed up. Slash Bard Hill. I'm trying to get as much damage off Bard as possible. Throw down my goo. I see the Echo Circle come in. I know I'm not going to be able to chase him. Gonna try to take as much vision as possible. Another dragon's up. I'm gonna solo this once again. On both dragons our team has, I've done 100% of the work. My team doesn't really follow me up very well. Singed just trying to be Singed. I'm gonna come down here with Scion. I need to lay down my goo to try to cut off his path. I take quite a bit of damage though, so Singed thinks he can take us. My W is up, however, so I activate W, and I'm gonna kite like a boss, getting off a decent amount of autos. Plus Scion was doing slows and some CC, which helped out quite a bit. We take down Singed. She's not that tanky like I said. I knew I didn't need to get the Rage Blade rush right after my Blood Razor in this game, but if they had 2 or more real tanks, I definitely would have gone for Rage Blade instead of Hurricane. Hurricane is just a lot better versus squishies and also helps out your clear on Kog'Ma quite a bit since you're AoEing the whole camp, which is ridiculous. Gonna move on to their inhibitors. I'm not gonna go in too deep. I'm gonna try to stay within flay distance of Thresh. I'm moving up a little far here, but he tosses out Lantern. The enemy team is starting to lose morale because of course they're losing to a Kog'Ma Jungle. Gonna walk up here. Bard's gonna have a spaz attack, stand still for a while. He gets stunned, stand still for even longer, and we do kill him. Scion's stun is ridiculous, so it just looked like Bard was standing there the whole time even though he was actually being stunned and knocked up. Some final notes on Kog'Ma. If you do want to play him, you do need to remember that you have to play a little bit safer once the enemies are level 6 because they can burst you down quite a bit easier. So try to play around your bot lane at that point, assuming they're not really far behind, because you can stand behind 2 people rather than just 1 or yourself. In the early game, you need to play aggressive with your red buff, and in the mid game, you need to play smart. And in the late game, of course, you scale like crazy. Make sure if you're going to play him, you're an experienced jungler. If you're not an experienced jungler, make sure you at least know how to play Twitch jungle. Or the last option, you know how to AD carry properly and attack move click. If you do not know how to jungle and you do not know how to attack move click, do not play Kog'Ma Jungle. It will be a very bad time. And that is going to wrap up this video. If you did enjoy and want to support the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me out a lot. My name is KingStix. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.